So we finally have our new Superman trailer. I am so ready for this. In fact, I've been ready for 3 hours now. This is my third cup of Superman coffee. I've been dressed up since 8 a.m. Let's do this.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of
it's
fire,
it's a
but-
lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States will
representing
cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world. More.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices, your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?
Alrighty, real quick before I share my thoughts on the trailer, be sure to join me down below in the comments section. What did you think about the trailer? Did it raise, lower your excitement for the film? If you want to know my thoughts on all the previous Superman films, you can check out this playlist right around here, as well as I hope to do some individual movie reviews leading up to its release, especially Superman the movie. It might be coming just a couple days from now. I'm going to watch that one more time, and then I'm going to start talking. Alrighty, so this is my most anticipated film of the year. I love Superman, and just the prospect... Oh, still got these in my ear. The prospect of what we're going to do with James Gunn launching a new DC universe has me very excited. Now, it might fail, it might not work, but there's something fresh and new, and I want DC to have a cinematic universe that is as widely popular as the MCU was during the last decade, and so there's just an excitement and anticipation for this film that is sky high, and that which brings out a childhood giddiness out of me. All that said, if I'm just evaluating the trailer, just on the trailer itself, I think it's a good trailer. It doesn't hurt my excitement, but I wouldn't describe it as a great trailer. And some of that is to say that if my excitement level is already sky high, a trailer's job is to get me more excited for the film, and the trailer did not do that. Its job is to raise excitement, and it was like, yeah, I'm still equally really excited for this, but it didn't deliver anything that particularly like, oh, wow, that's what we're gonna do with this movie? Good trailer, not great trailer. Not a trailer that exceeded expectations and anything like that. But to kind of walk through the different elements of it, kicks off with kind of this interview with Lois, pretty well establishing from the beginning that I guess she knows Clark and Superman are the same person. That's just kind of baked into this version of the mythology. No secret identity between the two of them. And there's, global political conflict with Superman intervened in something that maybe he wasn't supposed to intervene with, and there's a lot of tension over this, which immediately calls to mind Batman v Superman. Like, Lex Luthor's scheming tied to Superman intervening internationally, and it has conflict related to it. That's the start of Batman v Superman, which I like Batman v Superman, but obviously a very polarizing film. And if you're doing a new take on Superman, it's interesting that they superficially look like they have very similar kickoffs, very similar setups and central kind of conflicts with and even with the first trailer, that's where some people are talking about comparisons to the criticism montages in Batman v Superman. And then you see this trailer and you go, oh, it is the same thing again. Like, at face value, very similar to Batman v Superman. Other things the one thing that I really kind of dug about it, or you immediately, when you watch this trailer, what you feel is that, like, this is our first standalone Superman movie where he's just in a populated universe that it can just lean so hard into being super duper comic booky. Obviously, we couldn't do that back in the 80s. Superman Returns was very much a sequel to the first two 80s movies, or 78 and Superman 2. And so then it also was its own pocket universe. And Man of Steel was intended to be this kickoff. What if superheroes showed up in our world? Batman v Superman starts has people showing up, but it's still kind of the start, the reaction to these things being here. And you just watch this trailer, and much like Lois knows who Clark is, just kind of baked into the cake that we are in a world with kaiju, aliens, many superheroes, robots. Like, it's just this very comic booky world. We're not ashamed of that. We're not hiding that. We're leading into that. And in and of itself, right there, you have something that's kind of fresh and exciting to it. Other thing that was like a big positive that you kind of, the flavor all throughout this, is that Superman can't help but save people. What is the criticism of Man of Steel is that you have a Superman that destroys Metropolis, battling Zod, but seems to have no concern for all the people that died in the process, which is even the setup of Batman v Superman. As Batman sees that happen, he goes, this guy's dangerous, we got to get him. And the core of this tension, very similar to the kickoff of Batman v Superman, at least superficially speaking, but it's like the reason that he did it was, I can't let people die. I can save people, and I need to do that. And even in our little montages, there just keeps being little shots beyond the shot that we had in the last one, but there's other shots of him just pulls a person from rubble, like he has to save people, that he's that hero, he's that guy, which I love all of that. So, trying to think of other things to talk about in there. You kind of get very much you don't really get necessarily the specific through line, but you get all these glimpses where you feel like you can start to piece together somewhat what Lex is up to and what kind of happens to Superman later in the film and the political dynamics that might be able to make some of that stuff happen. But at the same time, you're like, where does this kaiju thing fall into the movie? Is that our big finale? Is that I don't know. And we got Superman being, apparently being taken captive, like all this different kind of stuff happening. And you don't know, I don't have a specific idea of where some of these things take place, which I like that. I like to feel like I have a pretty good idea somewhat where we're going with the movie, but also I don't want a trailer that's just a 2-minute recap of the film. So like I said, I guess also this one gives us a lot more of David as Superman. Lines of dialogue, his interaction with Lois, and the emotion coming out of him. What is he about? So like I said, this is my most anticipated film of the year. It remains my most anticipated film of the year. I can't say that the trailer itself completely blew me away, but it was a good trailer. It did not hurt my anticipation for the film. It just didn't expand it. It didn't pull out certain feels that I was hoping it would. Even the first time you do something, of course, there's something special to it. You can't recapture the first time you see a new Superman saving someone in slow-mo. But the first one had some feels that this one didn't quite have. Gave us a bigger picture of things, but not necessarily the feels that I got with the first one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Check out my other my Superman ranking over there, and I believe I will have a review of Superman 1978 coming in just a few days. If I'd realized this trailer was coming, I might have posted it a couple days ago, so I could have linked to it in this one. You just have to wait for it as it is. Thank you so much for watching. Keep talking movies and TV too much.